This is the If More Let's Divide podcast.
Yo, Charlie, what's up? What did happen? Guys, welcome to the If More Let's Divide podcast. We are here again because it's another week, and that means another episode of season 3. And as usual, like how we do, my co-host, Charlie Fred, what did happen?
2023, we are still dealing with light off and water.
Charlie.
Water
Yeah,
issues.
water currently is insane.
Yeah.
Because
I hate you people.
Yes. But we love Ghana.
Yeah, it's you, the politicians, I hate, and the leaders and the civil service and all of. I hate you people. The incompetence.
But they are saying that the citizens are an extension of the government.
How are we in control of the systems? We are willing to pay. You can't just provide reliable service. You people suck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Charlie.
frustrated. Sorry. Yeah. Tell me what happened.
Charlie, we did. I mean, another episode, and today our guest
She's
is
lit.
one that, I discovered
Yes.
somewhere in June, July.
Okay. You put me on.
Yeah, and I've been talking about her since my friend, I think, is it Otema? One of my friends introduced me to her, was like, oh, Charlie, have you heard this girl's, songs? I'm like, nah. And from day one, that evening,
That's it.
I've been rocking to
Lituation. It was like that for me too.
And Fred, you know what's crazy? My Spotify wrapped, right? It will calculate from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. And I discovered this artist at the middle of the year. And she ended up tops, in every first second, in every, so that should tell you how I have rinsed her project, her latest project, which we shall get into when she comes. So child, without further ado, help me welcome the none other, Baaba J.
Yes, sir.
Baaba, what a guan.
Oh, good.
You don't speak patois?
No. I asked because of my hair.
Oh,
It's a thing. People speak patois.
Yeah, I mean.
Like one in how many people speak patois?
But, I mean, what a guan is, very,
Pretty
very
standard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
standard.
basic.
No.
ba-
Oh, you're
basic
saying we're
patois.
old. There's no Gen Z.
I don't. I've never spoken like patois with any of my friends.
That's not in style for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So for you, it's Ghana and English.
Guy English, yeah.
And
And sometimes
pidgin,
pidgin,
yeah.
I try.
So Ghana English, if you had to choose the one that you have strong command over, which one will it be?
That's a very good question because I feel like I'm not very good at speech. Like, I'm good at writing, but it has always been a little off for me, like speaking whether Ghana English.
Yeah.
I even speak Tree a little bit, but it's a little off, so I stick to Ghana English.
Yeah.
But,
Ganyo Jibo.
Ghana Jimmy.
Okay.
Maybe Ghana, I'll say Ghana. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were Ghana, right? And I
Yeah.
asked you that question because your latest project, it was intertwined with English and then Ghana.
And Ghana, yeah.
And your Ghana is so impeccable.
Right.
It's
Thank you.
very, very dope. If you are Ghana, where is the Baaba from? Is
So
your
I'm
dad-
half, yeah,
Okay.
I'm half Fanti
Okay,
and
okay.
half Ghana.
Oh, okay.
So the Baba is from my daddy's side.
Oh, okay.
Even my mom has
Some
like
Fanti?
some Fanti as well. And my dad is also Ghana and Fanti.
Oh, wow.
So it's mixed.
What's one thing have you heard about Ghanas that you want to debunk?
That we are aggressive.
Yeah, sure now.
People say,
My friend, you are Ghana. Is
Yes,
it true?
I think there's a level of aggression in the voice, but that's proximity to the sea.
See.
Before
do
scream.
people say that about Fantis though? Because they're also by the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Fantis, you see, they get away with the aspirational contemporary lifestyle. So,
right,
so they're more, you know.
Yeah, they say we are loud and we are, but it's like
So
we are chill
so
too.
are you the loud, aggressive kind, or are you the let's fry 4 pieces of eggs and add butter and add sausage and because you know fancies.
Fancies,
then
yeah.
they chop.
Yeah, you
My
are not
brother.
easy.
My
Easy
dad.
digestive.
Yeah.
They just mix
Yeah.
things up.
Which one are you? Are you more,
Guy or more fancy.
yeah,
More guy.
more guy.
More guy.
Okay. So that means kena kekomi ke,
Cake is my favorite food.
Hey, what? Charlie,
Charlie.
and that's another thing.
I miss it so much. man.
Like I
How
can't
do you miss it? Like it's all around. Oh,
Can't.
you can't. Oh,
like old age.
Unfortunately.
When
Ubenya beto.
anytime someone tells me that their favorite food is kinky or they like eating kinky, I look at them strange because kinky shouldn't be consumed. Like, how do you guys? Baba, how are you able to sit down and say I'm going to eat kinky today?
do you eat fufu?
Once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah,
But what do you
But
mean?
you eat
though?
omutu.
Yes, I love omutu.
So what's the difference?
Yeah.
No, kinky is
Is what?
Yeah, maybe
Please
maybe the
talk,
corn.
talk. Today we
No,
want
you
to
know
face
what?
you.
Omutu is like I hate omutu.
Oh, really?
Sorry. Because when I eating it, it's like breaking down in the soup and making a mess. It's like what's
Yeah,
this?
but I mean, if you get someone to make you good omutu, it will never ever
But
break.
what's your thing against kinky?
No, I don't have anything against kinky. I can't bring myself to eat. Anytime I eat kinky, it should be with friends or there should be, sardine, corned beef, and
You
even with
can't
that,
eat it like
I can't
just
eat one
basic.
ball.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
So you didn't grow up on kinky?
No.
I grew up on kinky.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
My house, my auntie also used to make kinky at some point. So it was, and then the kinky water.
Yeah.
Otinshi.
But how do you drink otinshi? You don't know.
I love Utinshi. With
What?
that one, there is a kinky house down my street. And back in the
Yeah.
day, I would always
It's
go with
great.
my gallon. Like Otinshi,
Yeah.
malaria, fever, everything.
Me
Charlie.
opposite my house in Dansumani.
the best.
Oh,
She was selling
wow,
kinky.
wow,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
wow. So talking about your auntie, making kinky and
Yeah.
all that, like, how was your household like?
So I grew up in many places, but mostly in Tema. And the Tema place was my family house. And I also sometimes go and live with my mom. She lives in Awoshi right now. So when I was in Tema, we were a lot. My cousins, right now, even they're still there. But my cousins are like, all of us, like, we are like up to 10.
Wow.
And some of my aunties come and leave. Like, some people come and go. Some people also stay there the whole time. So it was very, like, you are not alone in anything.
Yeah.
Everything is with somebody.
Yeah.
If they send me, we are like 2 or 3
Two or
that's
three
going.
Gang.
If we are going to church, say, like, they know my house.
Baaba
As,
O.
we are called house number 4. That's what they know us as. Like, so everything I've done since I was growing up, it was with my family members. Or like, if even like going to the hospital, like the house knows somebody, a doctor here, like it was like that. So I grew up really like shielded in the family setting. I think I am a very family person.
So what does family mean to you now?
Like, I guess it's just where I feel safe. Like, it's actually where I come and rest. Because I also realized that because I had all my cousins and stuff, they were my friends as well. Because some of them are my age mates, but they're like maybe 5 years older than me. But like, we're really cool.
Yeah.
So I didn't, and I don't have a lot of friends. I am really introverted, but I didn't realize that I was, because I was doing everything with my cousins and stuff. And now I realize, oh, I actually need more friends to do other things because like when there's a 5-year gap and then you are kids, it doesn't really show. But then when you are like, say 25, 30, then there's a difference because they are doing like adult stuff and me, I'm just chilling.
and having vibes.
Right. So, but like, it's just where when everything is a lot, I just put my phone off and go and rest. So that's what family means, where like
dope.
peace.
So I know young people who have parents living at different places.
Yeah.
All my friends who grew up like that, they were very, very, very smart because they would tell their mom that I'm going to they are going to their father, then they will go to their friend's place.
Yeah.
You know, how did you ever do that? Like, did you use parents as an excuse to go to a party or to go and jam somewhere?
Oh no! So my parents aren't really split up. It's just that my dad doesn't live in the country. He doesn't work in the country.
Okay,
so he's not here most of the time. And so I go to my family house, and sometimes I'm with my mom. But it's not like I had two homes to move.
No, okay, to move there. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, and at a point I was living in Tema with my mom as well. Like we lived there a while before, like she started her own thing. So I wasn't moving between different.
Okay.
Yeah.
But isn't that maybe like even a thing where we were getting away with it because of technology back then?
Well, true.
No cell phone.
Yeah.
Landline, and most people didn't have phones, so they can't call to verify if you've reached.
So if you're gone, you're gone.
Yeah.
I don't think I didn't give my parents like too much trouble because even from high school, I wasn't going out a lot. Like until I started making music, until I put out my first tape, and then I needed to show up at places and sometimes perform. I didn't have a reason to go out really. So I didn't have a problem with that. And then when I started doing it too, I kind of I need to do it, so I'm doing it. And so they didn't really question it. At a point, my mom was really complaining about the time I came home, and then I was like, well, this is work stuff. I guess they say Gen Z here now, but like I really just broke it down to her. I was like, if I need to be home, I'm home. If I'm going out, you know I'm going out. So, and now I actually can't even stay at one place. I just move. Last time I went to my auntie was like, hey, Invincible, what was she?
Invincible.
I love those aunties, man.
They don't see me like sometimes I'm here, sometimes I will like say if because I had a thing today, I could go and stay with someone closest to here, so I don't necessarily come from Tema. And so I live with my family members because my family is very close. So I can go and live somewhere just because I have to do something else, and I don't really mind not sleeping in my own bed every night. So I just move, and it works for me.
But that sounds like a very
nomadic lifestyle.
That too. But I'm jealous of the kind of family where you can just move and go and stay with someone without notice. It's not long.
They are just there and I'm there. Like I can literally call at 9 p.m. and say, oh, I'm close, so I'm going to come sleep here. And then it's good.
Where did that come from? Like as a family?
So it's my grandma and her kids. So my grandma had like 5 kids. So that's where the branch is from. So everybody I'm talking about is under the 5 kids. My dad is one of those 5 kids.
Okay.
And then I have cousins who are like my dad's siblings' kids.
Yes.
So they are my aunties?
Yes.
I have aunties. No, they're actually my cousins, yes. But it's like the age gaps are really mixed up. So some of my nephews right now are like 2 years younger than me. But like we hang. So my family, it's just mixed and everybody's really cool.
Yeah.
Like kudos to your grandma because she must have done something right for you guys to feel that close.
Yeah. Kudos to her. She was nice.
Yeah. My wish sometimes is like have money and build a big house. Then I'll call everybody, to come and live.
I believe in that as well.
Yeah. How do they see you now? Do they even know what you are doing? Do they know who you are, or they see it as Baaba is
hobby?
Hobby. Yeah. How do they see you now?
They are really invested now. I think in the beginning they didn't know how good I was, and it was like, okay, I'm trying something out. But now they are really like deep in how serious I'm taking the music because like I even made some very serious life-changing decisions earlier this year because of music, like
really?
Concerning school and stuff. I was like, because I just like graduated from my first degree and I decided not to do like a graduate program right away and just do music for a while. So like they are really deep in that this is something I want to take seriously. And also because I guess now they see that I'm good at it and they actually enjoy some of the music. So they are good. Like sometimes they call me Baaba J or BBJ at home.
Oh, so what was your Shian Bay?
Baba.
Oh, okay.
But now sometimes they call me, hey, Baaba J.
Where's the J from? Where's the J?
That's my first name. Yeah, the J is my first name, but I don't tell it.
Yeah, cool. So,
Jessica.
if you say
No, don't try.
Joanna.
No. My sister is actually called Joanne. Though.
Oh wow, then I'm close. Janet, Joyce.
No, please.
Okay.
No.
It'll be one of those names.
Yeah,
but it will
I
come.
know.
We'll
One of
find
the
out.
J names.
Yeah. So, if you say your family, like they are now, supporting you and all that, what are some of the things that they are doing for you, or is it just about being like your, cheerleader, being the fan?
I mean, they do that too. In 2020, that's when the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So after the pandemic, I mean, during that period when we were all at home, my cousin and I wanted to record at home, and we didn't have a space. So they let us change one of the storerooms in the house to a studio. So now we have a home studio, and they understand that.
Your cousin is a producer?
Yeah. So so I mostly work with him, and my first tape was recorded with him. Some of the beats were online, but some of the other songs it was just me and him that worked together on it. So yeah, they give us the space for the studio. They understand that I'm not always at home. And I come home late sometimes. I mean, they do what they can. You see, like sometimes I come home at 2 a.m. and somebody has to open the gate for me, and like they're not like angry that why you coming home by this time. They know what I have to be doing, and and also the cheerleading stuff. They share my music. My cousin is always playing my music when she's driving, and she sent me a video. It's nice.
Yeah. Who was first to support you? Your mom or your dad?
None.
Really?
The first person to support me was my cousin. She took me to my first studio session. I did some song in one day and put it on SoundCloud. Yeah, that was like 2018.
No, I'm saying,
between my
them,
mom and
between
dad.
your mom and your dad.
Still none, to be honest. Because they were like not really. Like my mom was a singer in church and she was a writer when she was young.
Oh, wow.
But then I don't know. You see, I guess in their era they didn't really take it. I mean, they are very serious musicians.
This is start to in their era.
Apologies.
The Gen Zs.
But like, I guess she didn't really take it very seriously because of her other work and stuff. And so when I started, she wasn't too surprised. I don't think that I was interested in music. But then she didn't think it would be like I would be a Baaba J or like So she was just taking a course like play your thing but it wasn't also me when I do something like when I decide to do something I just do it and I don't even stop and think where's support coming from, who is helping. So I didn't even really need anything from them. I just needed them to let me do my thing. So I didn't notice if I was getting the support or not.
Okay.
But you mentioned your cousin taking you to your first.
Yeah, because she was really into music and stuff. Like she likes singing, but she's not like she doesn't want to be a musician or anything. But she has friends, and when she was in Legon, she worked at Radio Universe. So she did some media stuff. So she knows some people who are into sound and stuff. She was like, "Oh, I know this guy. I'll send you." And
what was the age gap?
So I'm 23 now. She should be like 33.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's still a vibe. She just felt like okay.
Yeah.
And also you are a proper Gen Z, right?
Am I?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm an old spirit. I mean, in age, yes.
23, you are immersed. You are the core and the crust.
I'm a 2000s baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you think about us? Like us? Are we millennials, right?
No.
She was born in 2000.
Yeah. 2000, we had finished secondary school. Yeah. I was learning how to drive. I was working.
Wow.
Really? In 2000?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, let me bust your mind. I went to university in 2018.
Oh.
Wow.
That's when I So every time Nazif, my manager, he's always like 2018 you are now going to university. Like,
wow.
One ball.
What do you think of, millennials? Are they yawa? Are they trash?
No, I've because of the people I hang around. I've been hanging out with some millennials. It's definitely very different, I would say. Sometimes
style-wise.
And even the jokes, even the jokes people make.
Please tell us some of the jokes that threw you off. I'm really
I can't even think it up, but it's like sometimes I'm like, And everybody laughs, and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't really get. Like they have their own thing.
Some things are era induced. So if you come from a certain era, something might be funny to you.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. But I'm like, okay, they have their own thing.
But in general, you think we're cool?
Yeah, I think some millennials are really
some,
cool.
some, yeah.
I hope I'm one of them.
So
wait, where does it start and end though? I
don't know. It definitely ends like 99 or something. Let me check.
Millennials are like 45 and under.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That makes
And
sense.
we have the bloomers, and it goes.
I can't stand them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they come from a different
Very, very.
worldview.
Yeah.
But I feel like the closest connection to Gen Zs are us.
Yeah.
Where we kind of like came out when all of the tech stuff was coming through.
Yeah.
And then we've been a part of every new technology, even though we may not be that in tune with TikTok and things like that.
I mean, if I go to a Gen Z event, I'm not far removed. Like I'm.
Yeah,
doesn't
that's the
feel
thing about
different.
Gen Zs though.
I
Like
blend
they won't
easily.
make you feel lost.
Yeah.
Because like I have no problem hanging out with people way older than me. I don't know if it's because of my home or just because like that's what Gen Z is. Like nobody really cares how old you are.
But one thing that I find difficult when it comes to Gen Z is when it comes to me blending in is the shadows, the dressing. It's so different from our time.
Yeah.
Like with us, t-shirts, your jeans and your trainer, you are good.
But imagine though,
Yeah.
you see how you're sitting there now. Do you remember Criminal Damage?
Yeah.
Okay, and Cross Colors.
Yeah, and cross colors. I
Kanai.
still have some cross colors.
And the belt that you had to tighten severely because it was around.
Yeah.
So imagine.
Actually, that would work.
Yeah.
Right?
But imagine how the bloomers used to see you and I.
Yeah, actually true. But also some of the stuff from our time
Coming back, right?
Yeah, it's coming back.
Yeah.
They're just retrofitting it.
Yeah.
Now you guys are onto baggy stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, the flares and all
The
that.
bell,
Yeah.
jeans
the
and
bell
stuff.
jeans.
Yeah.
That's more a 70s style.
Yeah, the bell.
But the big clothes are coming back, where
Yeah.
the fitted is going out of style.
Yeah. That's
big,
crazy.
big pants and tiny tops because Ghana is hot.
Yeah.
So, like even men, like just very tiny tops.
Yeah.
And or
But
very
what
tiny
do you
shorts.
think your style is?
Stylist. Yeah, I was gonna ask.
I'm quite fluid, I would say. Like I like, so this year I fall in love with skirts. For the longest time, my mommy was forcing me to wear skirts, and I didn't get it.
Why like pants? You were wearing.
Yeah, I was just wearing pants and jeans, jeans. And then like, I think I wore one of my friend's skirts one time that I didn't know what to wear. And I was like, wow, this really works for me.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just gone off like long maxi skirts. I like them. Pants, shorts like these, like free clothes, like anything that makes you like makes me feel free. I like, and I don't like very gender affirming clothes as well. Like this is.
Yeah.
I'm
But
a
also-
girl or I'm a boy.
But also, clothes are also very fluid because what I'm wearing right now, you could wear it and make it your own thing. So that's also something I have come to realize. So anything that I'm free in, I just wear.
Do you think, still talking about style and all that, do you think our parents and those before us, because we are now parents ourselves, so our parents are beginning to accept certain things that were frowned upon, like wearing, anklets, having tats, do you think,
Are they?
because, well,
I feel like there's more of a rebellious spirit now. Like, like because I have a tat and my mom wouldn't, like if I asked her permission to do it, she wouldn't say yes. But I did it regardless. I did it before telling her so that she would just have to live with it.
And then she,
and she was
react?
like, hey, Bible like it.
Malay.
And I was like, no, man, am I going to hell because of this?
Yeah.
She was like, she okay? Yeah. Like, I feel like maybe they are learning to live with it a little bit because they also, I think after the pandemic, everybody realized that nothing's too deep, I think. It's not, everything is just, it's okay. So my family, they are still very, what's the word? Conservative. Yeah. But also, they don't really force things. Like, they'll let you know where they stand, but they won't really force you too much.
Which is how it's supposed. Do you think? I think that's how it's supposed to be. People should let you know how they feel clearly, but then you leave you to make your own choices. But do you think your style is in any way political, like to make a statement, or is just I'm just going with the tides, like I'm just chilling?
I guess when I feel like it's just me, I'm just doing my thing. But I guess the more you learn what things can mean and what message you can send by just being you, then you become more intentional. So before, I just being myself, but now I would make it more, I would like to be more intentional about even what I wear, and I would like it to be political, and I would like it to have a message and stuff. But like even with my music, like when I started writing with Ghana, it was just, oh, I'm writing in Ghana so that it will sound a little Ghanaian. But now I want the Ghana to be represented. It's intentional. It's an agenda. I want it to be there. So yeah.
Dope. So we have spoken quite a bit about music, but not into details.
Right.
Before we delve into it, were you one of them people who started singing at the church or in school, or music started for you because of your cousin?
I sang a few times in church, I would say, like 2 or 3 times. And then a few times I would do like, they have youth choir. I was in a youth choir, but it wasn't for long because...
Secondary school?
No, in my mother's church.
Okay.
But the thing is, I wasn't going enough. So I wasn't really consistent. Also because sometimes I would be with her, sometimes I would not. So I had like 2 churches I was going to. And because I wasn't very stable in where I was living, because I moved around, I never solidified my place in any of the choirs. But I sang in church a couple of times. And when I was in school, I didn't do any singing stuff. In high school, I didn't do any singing stuff. But I was writing a little earlier before I started writing music seriously.
What were you writing? Poems?
Gospel. I wrote some gospel. I saw some book in a house. It was a book. I think it was a book of hymns or something. And I took the words and put my own melody to it. Yeah. At that time, I just sang it. I just sang the words I saw. But then after, there was a time when we were doing like some rap battle in school, and I also wrote my own tiny rap. I did a little...
Do you remember the rap?
Yes, but I won't sing it.
Oh.
No.
Okay, I'll sing you my first rap ever.
Yeah. And I'll also give you my first rap.
As
ever.
I entered the dragon with my Chinese connection, it's a game of death when I ease in your section. Now you go.
Yeah. We
all write bad raps before.
No, like this rap is very bad because it was inspired by some film I watched, and the film was very violent. So, like, but it starts with "Let's go, bro," as in stealing soul. So you can imagine where it goes.
We don't want to imagine.
We don't want to imagine.
Please go into it.
When you go, then I'll give you my very first rap too.
Oh no!
How long is the rap?
It's very short, but like it has
a little bit for the fans.
Give us. This one, we don't go penny.
Exclusive.
I promise. You will understand later. Maybe if I sing it to you, like it's bad.
Okay, then
it's bad.
It's bad for who? The audience, or bad for your?
Yeah, like is it even bad for me?
Has it got bad language? Because my first rap had bad, straight from the street, Motombo, the L nigga, making moves with your chick, cause my bigger.
You see,
yes.
this is like...
My clothes design intertwined through many mines to gold mines like a fucking gold digger.
Oh,
you must
shit.
see me when I'm cracking. I've got enough skills to get applause from Michael Jackson. So why are you asking?
Like, this is cool. Yeah. This is cool. But it was... So me, when I'm inspired, I'm very inspired, and it's very vivid. Some of my songs, what's in the song is how I felt in the moment.
Yeah.
And I was inspired by a film that was like a gangster film, and there's some violence and women.
We don't mind violence.
Yeah,
it's part of art.
So, but you know, you just said something, and we are not there yet, but I'll come to that. Vivid, like I can make up pictures in my head anytime I'm listening to your songs, because it paints very well with
sign of a great writer.
Yeah, and
Thank
that's very, very.
That's
very
why I'm so
dope.
desperate to hear this rap. But
Yeah.
you maybe
I'll
off
rap
air.
it for you later.
Gotta
Yeah,
hear it.
yeah,
Gotta
Frank.
hear. So me, actually, when we met at the summit
At the event.
Yeah.
event, I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
You just rolled up, and Mutombo put me on you, and I was, I was imagining somebody completely different.
And I look different then from now, right?
Yes. Actually,
I be
yes.
shape-shifting.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm listening to your music. I've been jamming to it, and I get a little bit of. When you said folk, I realized where it was taking my mind. It was taking my mind to South Africa.
Okay.
Somewhere there. I grew up on Lady Smith because my dad used to play that Black Mambaza and all that stuff. And I'm hearing some elements that feel like, I don't want to say are mimicking, but they feel like a certain kind of folksy music that is not necessarily Ghanaian. And so I'm trying to find out for you as an artist, because you said you're 23, what the process has been for you to expose yourself to the world artistically. What is the intention behind what you're doing? Like, how intentional are you about how you sound, what you're putting out there, all that stuff?
So that's hard. It's really hard because, as I said, when I'm like, I have times when inspiration moves me, and then times where I be like, I have to write myself. But most of the songs, I wait for inspiration, and I can't tell where it's from. Like I've been inspired, but I can't really pinpoint where I'm getting it from. And so sometimes I can't even tell you my references. Like when people hear my song like 227, they're like, oh, you listen to a lot of Vulome and things, and I don't. Like, and I realized that, okay, now I have to do the work of going to learn about these things, because people hear me and then they're like, you remind me of this, you remind me of this, and you remind me of this. And I don't know if they are what inspire me, because I don't really have any connection to those. So now I'm trying to be very intentional so that when you say you can hear this in my music, I can tell you where it's from. Because before, because it was fresh and I was just like making music, it was just coming. Like I just decided to make songs, and I'm just writing. I'm going with this melody. I haven't even decided if I'm making an Afro song or just what feels good, what's the, like if I'm using a loop, what I feel like goes, the loop carries this kind of emotion. So I'll write this kind of song. I'll write a sad song or a happy song. That's what I was going with, full emotion, nothing else.
Yeah, but I also don't think that you should start listening to other people because.
But I think I should learn though.
Yeah, I mean, listen to them, but don't allow them to influence
your
or shape
creative process.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly, because before you wrote 227, you never knew who
Wulome
Wulome was.
I mean,
And
I
I
knew
love
they
that.
existed, but I didn't have to study their form of music to write the songs.
So it's cool, listen to Wulome, but still allow that thing to flow.
Oh, Wulome, the actual group.
Yeah. You thought.
The Wulome.
No, because of the girl link and everything. I
yeah.
thought there was some chanting. Okay.
No,
okay.
Wow.
Wulome. Yeah.
Nah,
One, yeah, married, yeah, Tema. Yeah. So now, have you listened to Wulome?
Yeah, I've listened to some.
What do you think about them?
I mean, I like the music. And like I get it, what people say, and it's like I'm even more interested now. When I listen to like these bands, like they'll see beside and the rest of those other bands. Like sometimes I just listen to a playlist. Some of them don't even have their own profiles. Like somebody has just created an account and put their music there, and I listen to it. And I'm like, I like some elements in this, so I'm going to take one or two things.
Dope.
Yeah.
How easy is it to write in Ghana?
It's not very easy.
It's not very easy, right?
Because I don't want to write generic stuff. I don't want to write some Ghana words that you hear in every Ghana song.
Yeah.
So for 227, there are some things where I had to ask my cousin, and she had to go and ask my aunt to get the right word. Like I would say, like, what's this in Ghana? How do I say this properly as a phrase? Like I know the word, but how do I sing it? How do I? And I go back and I ask the family, and then they'll tell me. And then if I like it, if I think it fits, and if it's good sonically, I'll use it. If not, I'll find like an alternative. Yeah, but it's not very easy. I wouldn't say.
And also your melodies, like how you. I was telling Fred, I've forgotten. Is it one of your songs? You were just riding the beat, like you were riding the beat. How difficult is it getting? I know you know hum your melodies first.
Yeah,
then you fill
for
it
the
with
words. Yeah.
Like, is it easy to get the melodies to?
I wish my phone was here. Sometimes I can do like, I just put the voice recorder on and I will just go off. I will do some, and then I'll go back and listen to it, and then I'll chop it up and take the bits that I like and then put them together. Sometimes too, I can sing like a harmony, or like I have like a sentence, and then the way I sing with the words, it works. I don't know. Like, I don't know if there's one where I can't remember, but like sometimes it's just I have something I want to say.
Yeah.
Like I have a song that I haven't written yet, but the beginning is "You only text me when you are drunk on wine," and that's what I was thinking, and I sang it. And like that has already determined what the song is going to be like. Yeah. So sometimes the harmony comes, but sometimes I just want to say something, and then just, you see, when you are speaking, I guess language also has its rhythm and stuff. Yeah. Like the way you speak has some, and so sometimes that also influences how the song is going to sound like because of the things you're saying. So yeah.
But do you get a beat before you write, or
depends? So some people send me beats. I have songs that I've written with pre-made beats, and then some of the songs I make myself. Like, so I started learning guitar, so sometimes I can like put together 1 or 2 chords or 3, and then think up a song from there. I used to work with loops a lot. There's this site called Looperman, and my cousin puts me on. So I just go there and I'll listen to a lot of piano loops or guitar loops, and I'll pick 1 or 2 things, and then I'll write with that. But before then, I would say when I started really, really writing in high school, that's the beginning of my.
Which school?
I went to Infantoman. Infantoman girls.
Charlie. Bad,
Bad girls school.
They have a reputation.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then in high school, there was no beats, guitar, sound. I'll just write the song. And I think then I had the most melodies. But they were very also, those songs didn't sound like now. They sounded very like Adele songs, I would say. Yeah.
So what you're saying sounds very technical. Like the loop and listening and playing back and now going back to rearrange what you sang to yourself. Sort of like you freestyled the inspiration and now you go back to figure out,
put it together.
These things work. These parts of the freestyle work.
Yeah.
I'm just intrigued as a fan of music in general, that I guess that's the part that you would say talent, because I've created some small melodies sometimes maybe in the shower, and it will be so potent for me that I'll be singing it for the entire day, and then it will disappear. I'll even forget. It won't come back to me ever again.
It happens, yeah. And I learned that a very hard way, because sometimes I realize that when I put words into the melody, I will remember it forever. When there are no words into it and it's just the melody, it will go. And then I also learned like these things, like it's not just yours. You are just tapping from like a whole cloud of, like there are other people who are also sitting by their desk trying to write a song. If you have an idea and you don't put it down, somebody you can, like, because I've had some melodies where I've heard in another song, I'm like,
that melody came to me and I didn't hold on to it.
Yeah, I feel like if you get it and you don't hold on to it, like anybody could work with it. It's not really yours.
I don't want to take this conversation somewhere else, because I would have taken it somewhere else. But I want to come back to what you're doing. So the technical aspect that we're talking about and the talent aspect that we're talking about, how much of your time is invested in what I can, for lack of a better description, call training? Like, how much are you training your musical ability, even though you have the talent, and how much investment. Is it taking?
So I would say now I am doing that because, to be honest, so I made the first tape lockdown period, and then I went back to
Lumumba
school.
Street?
Yeah, Lumumba Street, and then 2021 I went back to uni because I was in like third year, finished that, and then so like it has really, I would say music really worked out fast for me, and I'm very privileged because after I put out the first tape, a lot of people heard the music, they were like, oh, this is good. I didn't have to really do so much work, and I was working with only one producer. I didn't have to hop from studio to studio and have a lot of songs to choose from. The songs that were on the tape or the songs I had, like that's just it. I had 5 songs. I put it on the tape, put it out. I didn't know anything about anything, and that's what I was also doing after, even in the early parts of making. Okay, baby, let's do this. And I guess now this year I decided I can't really half and half it, because no matter how talented you are, you have to really train yourself. And you have to. So I think now I'm better at it, but I don't even think I have put a lot of time into like working my talent and trying shaping myself and learning all these things. I definitely think is one aspect, because right now I'm still really riding on talent, like just by when you make something it sounds good, but I also want to be able to step in the studio on like a very bad day and maybe not be inspired and still write a very good song. I think right now I'm just still using like
your skill and talent.
my skill.
But when do you think that time will come to you where you would realize that, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is what is happening, so let me get into it?
I think I have to. So I record I barely record. I only record when I feel like the song is, now I know what the song is like. Now I'm going to make the song. And I guess I also didn't really know a lot about the industry, and I came to find out like people are recording every day. People are recording 10 songs a day. I record like 2 songs in 3 months. Like if the song is not good, I won't do it. I won't do it. Like it has to be, and I'm not even a perfectionist, but like I just, if it's not ready, it's not ready. And I feel like when I start doing like every day, no matter what I'm doing, like I'm in the studio every day, I'm working on something, some aspects of my music. If Mondays I'm on guitar, Tuesdays I'm perfecting my production skills, Wednesdays I'm writing. I feel like when I do that, when I do my 100 hours, or 100,000 hours.
No, it's the 10,000 hours.
Okay. When I do my 10,000 hours, that's when I will feel like, okay, now I am ready. Because of the way I work, I don't like doing like, oh, come, let's do a session. You see, music too is just like, come, let's do a session, and then you just do a song, and I do it, I can do it, but it's not my best place. I like to sit with the song, and so sometimes in those sessions, I don't really like Outside was made in a session like that, and Outside turned out good, but I would not like to. I'd like to sit with the song longer, but now I want to.
Why though?
Like I just,
because you said you are not a perfectionist too, so
yeah,
why? Like,
but like it's not like I have the whole song and I'm keeping it. Like I can write a verse, go back and come back to it, and like scrutinize it, and then I'll determine how I'm going to write the chorus. Sometimes the first verse of the song is the last thing I write, and that's what I've noticed. Most of my songs, starting a song is very difficult for me. I start from the chorus or the ending. Then, so after like, when I listen to it a couple of times, then I realize that the song has to start this way. And when you're doing a quack session like that, you don't have time to do that. Like, make the song, I mean, in the process, you can rearrange and determine, But I realized that that's not my stronghold. And also because I'm an introvert, like being with people, and you go to a session and there's niggas.
Boys.
And it's like, so I want to train myself to the point where like I am an artist, I'm a musician. I don't care how many people are in the studio, how many people are watching me. When I come, I do my thing and I leave.
That's the pro part of it.
Nobody affects, nobody influences. Because if I'm making music and like there's some noise coming from somewhere, it's irritating me, it's distracting me. I like to be, and the way I work with my cousin is, when I'm writing, he leaves the studio for me. He knows how I am.
Yeah.
We work perfect together. That's my ideal thing. I'll still do that regardless of anything. But I want it to be like when I'm in a situation where I don't have that, I'm still going to deliver 100% and be okay with that.
That's so. I mean, that's very good about the training aspect because you've gone into the details of how you manage your process, how you're planning to improve, and knowing both sides. I think it will work to your advantage. Knowing where you're most comfortable and then knowing where you need to be a pro. But your music has very interesting titles. 227 is one of them.
Yeah.
I'm wondering where it comes from, how you decide to name them, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so 27, I guess 27 is the one with the most, people call it Mansa, but 227 is a song I wrote for a course I took in Legon. It's called African Music, UGRC 227.
Oh, okay,
It's a
so
compulsory course where you have to do, like, and I did engineering, and you have to do these courses. If you do, like, a math program, that's your major, you have to do other things. If you do like a reading program, you have to do math as your compulsory. Okay. So I did African music that year, and the final examination was like, you have to write a song in a local dialect. And me, I'm good in Ga. So I wrote the first part of it for my group, and then the second part I wrote for another group because my friends, they couldn't write. They were like, oh, write something for us and let us go and sing. And so I wrote.
So the 227 comes from the course.
Yeah. So the course is called UGRC 227. Okay. And because like both of the songs are very important to me, I didn't want to use one. Yeah. So I put two of the songs together and I named it after the course so that I wouldn't have to. I guess I could have done Mansa Stroke. Or something else, but I just cool.
But you, before your latest project, you put out a project during lockdown, right? It's called Lumumba Street. That one too, with the name. Yeah. Where is it from?
So the street in front of my house is called Lumumba Street. Is where I live.
You are giving out your location.
Hopefully, I don't have any ups. But and I've said this a couple of times. We're recording in the house around. My friend also had a studio in his house behind our house. So, and I said I do these things where sometimes we'll go to the studio, and I'm not feeling it, but I'll do something on my phone, and so I realized that all my voice recordings were saved as Lumumba Street 1, Lumumba Street 2. Because Apple does that. Yeah, it does that. So you use your location. And I was like, that's it. Dope. That's what we should do. Because this is where the project is from. This is where we are doing all the work. So let's name it Lumumba Street.
Dope. We'll come back to Lumumba Street, but from what we were talking about earlier, waiting for inspiration to hit before you write. I wanted to, are you a last minute person? Do you procrastinate?
Yeah, I've been procrastinating. But also, like, when I'm very inspired, I will stop everything. Yeah. Because I wrote the beginning part of Forever in an examination hall, like, right before they brought our papers. I had a tissue and I wrote. Like, when the inspiration hits, I'm not procrastinating. But that's the thing, too. When it doesn't hit, I'm not waking up to go and try and write.
Do you have anything that induces the inspiration?
Joy.
Joy.
I like the two ends
joy
of the spectrum. Like very
raw joy.
What do you say? Joy
as a joy in a stick or joy, pure joy.
Like and just either that or
no split star, no nothing.
No. No, actually that makes me I guess it works for some people, but me same. Pure. Like, just being out, doing very mundane, regular stuff. And then either that or very, very sad stuff. It's like the two extremes. But now also I've been making music for, like, just the emotion of, like, empty. Like, I just feel blah. And I'm trying to use that as well.
Why do you think your lockdown project, Lumumba Street, was so received, was received well by people? Do you know why?
I guess what I try and tell myself is because it was the first of anything I had put out. Like, nobody knew me. I wasn't in circles. And the thing is, I cried small. People know people. People went to school with people and stuff. And like nobody knew me. I didn't work with any of the producers anybody knew.
Yeah.
It was just me and my cousin in our little studio, and some of the songs we took from YouTube, some of the beats, and then we put it on DistroKid, and then all of a sudden it's just Baaba J, and like it was my first song, and I was writing like Tomba. I'm writing. I'm 5'3" 3G, but I said I have no exes. I mean, like I guess people were surprised that it's my first thing, and I'm doing it so boldly. Like I've been doing it for a while. I guess that's why I think I don't know.
Let's talk about Tomboy, because I liked how you wrote that beat too. Like, you know,
Thank
it was, and the lyrics are so clear.
That's
like
some fly shit, actually.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like I said earlier, when you are singing, I can see your words. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. And that was bold. That was bold too. But why did you feel the need to write
I guess
Tomboy?
at the time, and now at the time I was like in a position where like I needed people to stop. Like people were really on my case when I was in high school, and
Asking questions.
yeah, you see, when you are really young and you are like mask presenting, everybody thinks, oh, you grow out of it. I just had, you're a hard girl, and then and then you grow up and you go to high school, you are down, and they don't really see the change that they expect. So now, like after 18, people expect you to do more feminine things. Like you're growing up, show us. And so people were asking me like, you work like this, you act like this, you are very unusual. Where's this? And so, and I was really pissed about it. I was angry about it for a while. I guess that's what inspired Tomboy. But now if you ask me, I wouldn't like anybody to call me a tomboy. But then at that age, I was like, this is tomboy living. Is this something you don't know? Am I the first person you sing like this? That's why I wrote the song. It's
but
rich.
the braggadocio of, I'm using some fancy words, the oomph of that, the lyrical content there is so hip hop as I know. Like, it's so, I don't give a fuck about none of y'all. Where did that come from?
That's the thing. That's why I say about the inspiration, because you would think I'm learning it from, and I didn't have any like references. I wasn't listening to any heavy hip hop at the time. I wasn't. It's not that I'm learning so that I know who did what and where did this come from. But then I was making a song about how I felt, and I wanted to, and I said it how I meant it. Simple.
I'm almost not trying to do any A&R on you, but I'm almost tempted to say I wish you wouldn't learn, because the natural creation of the things that the things that you're putting out there, that inspiration may be a consequence of the evolution of the culture that has manifested in you without you being an active. So maybe that itself is its own thing that you can make right.
Yeah, and I think there's nothing bad about it too, but I just feel like it is a range. It's a huge range of things. That's why I feel like I have to hone it somehow, because the same inspiration that brought me Tomboy is bringing me, what's the other song is very different from that? Like Intro, different. Any of those other songs. So then I don't know what exactly to call myself. Do you understand? Because somebody was calling me a hip hop trap artist. I was like, what? Yeah, like, okay, you've heard Tomboy, you've heard Play Along. Okay, but that's not, I don't think that is what I am. And I'm not a high life artist as well. So that's why I feel like, okay, let me hone it so that I know how to put it all on. But I get what you're saying as well.
In that same song, you had, I don't know if you realize what you did there. I'm aware I pull both sexes well. That ain't really on me. Fuck your pride. I ain't got time because I'm busy as a bee. Did you see what you did there?
No.
Okay. So for me, right, when I read it, I pull both sexes. That ain't really on me. Fuck your pride.
Yeah, I'm not defeating it. Fuck your pride.
Yeah.
Shit.
Right?
Yeah.
I caught it, but I thought it was intentional.
No, it was not.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You see, that's why sometimes I actually also don't like to explain it too much. Because I feel like sometimes you can be, there's something that this guy said on Twitter, I've forgotten his name, but he said sometimes art can come through you and
Yeah.
you will not be
Yeah,
aware
yeah,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Exactly.
You're just the vessel.
Exactly. So sometimes I don't even like to talk about it too much because people assume I know what I'm doing, but I actually don't.
Yeah.
So I just leave it because I never ever,
You never ever.
I have never gone back to
like
it.
I'm like, wow. Did she do this intentionally?
Nope.
You know, that's dope. Talking about vessels, do you have a spiritual support? You know, like people who are praying for you.
The
and-
Wulo man.
Yeah, the Wulo.
Hello, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you?
I mean, I'll say my mother,
Yeah.
my dad. I mean, my family is a very prayerful family, and I guess they do be praying for me. But me, I grew up religious, very
Yeah.
religious. But I think at a certain age, I could not. There were some things that were not connecting for me, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take a step away from this end because I feel like religion really relies on you leaving yourself
Yeah.
and looking to something else. So don't rely on yourself.
Yeah,
You are nothing.
yeah.
And I think I have felt most empowered and most special when I have believed in myself and I've listened to
100%.
the voices in my head and I was like, this can't be right.
100%.
So, but I still believe that my mother's prayers work. I don't know. Whoever she's praying to is working.
Receive. Yeah, that one they
It's
Yeah,
working.
we receive. You know what? I mean, I think every person that I've encountered in a creative space kind of goes through that phase where you detach from the rigid religion that you were born into and made to practice, because religion by nature is ritualistic, it's performative.
Yeah.
And in order to find, I think the people that, even they may say they don't believe in God, but the people who are closest to God have to go find themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Not
you
follow
have to
the,
find yourself.
Yeah.
because that's where you will find the residence.
Yeah.
Because
Of-
I pray still. Like I pray.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly who I'm praying to, but I still,
Yeah.
you know, and I have some belief in my heart.
Yep.
And
Same.
so it's there, but it's not like the rigid
Yeah.
way what we were taught and, you know.
Yeah. So last year or so, you met the vice president.
Was it last year or this year?
Was it
This
this year?
year.
This year?
Yeah, I think it was this year.
Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was this
Kamala.
year.
Was this year? Yeah, you met the vice president of the United States of America. How did that happen?
So, first of all, I would say first the skate park, Spotify,
Shout.
and yeah, those two things because it was earlier in the year where Spotify reached out. They were like, "We want to put you on the radar program," and that was very big for me. Like that was so crazy. It wasn't like sometimes I realize there are things on my list that I want to do, and there are things that are going to like, what do I say? Going to like raise my level that are not that things that are supposed to happen for me that I don't even know.
Yeah.
I didn't know I wanted to be on Spotify radar till they reached out. I'm like, this is actually a super cool thing. So, and I think the VP was doing her travels and on her itinerary, the skate park was there because the skate park has done so much work and has attracted a lot of people. People have come, and I think like they are the main reason for her coming there.
Yeah.
Like big. She was coming to see the kids and all the work that people are doing in skateboarding. And because Ghana, we don't really pay attention to sports. If it's not football, even basketball, they are trying, but I don't know.
No child.
And like woman sports, and the skate park is like, it's really very neutral. Like it's not like the men are doing well or the women are doing well. Like everybody. Like they have top male skaters, top female skaters, everybody's. And so I think like she was excited to come there, and then Spotify works with the skate park as well. They were sponsoring them somehow. I don't really know all the details, but because also I was part of the radar program, and then some other like really good artists were there. They were like, oh, let's like, you know, open the whole culture up to her. It's not just skateboarding we do. We also have amazing music. There's also amazing DJs and stuff. And that was really nice. That's really nice.
How did that make you feel, meeting Kamala?
To be honest, I really didn't feel like, but I was just saying things hit me slowly.
Yeah.
Things really do hit me slowly. Like I realized how big it was even. When I knew like all these things were happening, it just felt like a meet. But then when we got there and then the whole armed forces and there were guns on top of the roof, I was like, oh, okay,
what's all this?
I was like, okay, this is some serious shit. Because like it was really, and even then I hadn't dipped it, and then it was like, nobody can tell where she's going to be until like 5 minutes before. So we didn't even know what time she was gonna come because nobody can have an idea of where she is at a particular time. And so we're doing our own thing, and then she just came in. So she just walked in, like mid a conversation because now she's there. So okay, so she's coming, and then she came in, and then the rest, Idris Elba and stuff. It was really nice,
Dope.
and it was nice to be also like acknowledged. It was nice to be there as Baaba J. It was like, oh, I'm really doing something. It makes sense. Like what I'm doing makes sense for me to be put here. And then I realized that also after like people, like older people, like I would say the bloomers, like respected it more because like, oh, okay, you've met somebody somebody we respect. So that must make you valid.
Validation.
Yeah.
Sometimes
So
it's
yeah,
stamp of
brought
approval.
some validation.
Yeah, so around that time, did it spike your streams? Did they have any influence? Did they affect your streams in any way?
I would say it did have some streams, and Lumumba was on her, what do you call it, her playlist, her Africa tour playlist.
Oh, okay.
And so that also got some recognition. Lots of people found Lumumba.
Was this before or after the award you got, the equal something? I was reading.
Was this before or after Equal? So those things were really back to back. So I think Equal was in April. So I remember I was in April. And so did she come before or after? I can't really remember. But it was, yeah.
Yeah. You also, I don't know if this is true, I might be wrong. You had a billboard at Times Square?
Yes. That comes with Equal.
That comes with
Yeah.
Equal.
So if you are Equal artist of any month, you get featured on the Spotify billboard in Times Square. So I was there, and that was big too. That was really big for other people. It's like always other people understand. Yeah, that's how it has been for me anyway, where people are like, oh, you're doing all these big things, and I go and sit down and think about it. It's like, wow.
I feel that you don't know what you are doing. You don't know. Like, I feel you are still in a bubble because I see you and I know that you don't care about certain things.
Yeah,
like,
everything else about you.
You are laid back. If it happens, and all that. But I feel that you should be aware of what's happening around you.
Yeah,
know?
that's what my manager is trying to get me to, because he really says like I don't.
Yeah.
Like I'm not in tune with these things, and I'm not looking for like. And I guess I'm privileged. He says that I haven't suffered enough as an upcoming artist, because if I did, then
That's
I would
true.
know
That's very
how things are actually working in my favor. But I'm like, I guess I feel like, okay, I did this work and this is what the work is bringing to me. But actually, it's not like you can do great work and it wouldn't bring
anything
what it deserves.
So it could be thankless.
So,
But you know what? I mean, there's two themes that is running back and forth. There are times where Tombo and I feel like maybe you should be more aware. There are times that we also feel like you should lay off. So I think based on the music that you're producing and writing and the sense of self that you have, maybe listen to yourself. Maybe listen to yourself and
actually
trust.
that's what I'm running on.
Yeah.
That's 247. That's what I'm running on, because like that's what I can trust now. And in situations where I have felt like, or anybody has made me feel like I shouldn't trust what I'm going with, I realize that I tend to draw away from those, because if I'm in a space where I can't hear myself, or I'm not in tune with what I'm thinking, what do I think about this, what do I think about it, I try not to be in those, because I've been moving on instinct for like from the beginning, since I started, and it has worked for me. And there definitely needs to be more structure, I think.
Yeah.
That's what's great about working with my manager, because he has a lot of experience. So there's things that I can't just do. And now it's not just me, it's a whole team. So I can't just come when I want. And well,
I was gonna say.
I definitely still am in tune with how I feel about things, and if I think is good, it should be this way. That's why I know that there's a certain level of awareness I should have about the industry and things, but I also don't want to be too swallowed and too caught up into it. I just feel like I'm okay how I am, and if I need to show up for something, I'm going to show up and I'm going to be well briefed and know what I'm doing. But then I'm not going to make my whole existence, my whole thing about the
Your
music.
persona as the new celebrity.
I don't know about that.
Knowing every tiny bit of the industry,
Yeah.
the business side, you know. But I think you should scratch the
The
surface.
business
I
side,
should
they
know
know.
the business.
The business knows.
Yeah, the business is very
know the business.
important.
Yeah, the business, or else, Charlie.
Yeah.
Then go take hit to you. Then go really take hit to you.
I want to ask you. Oh, go ahead.
No. Go.
I was going to ask you that. I'm still curious about the naming of your music and all of that, but also the messaging. So you're saying you're drawing inspiration because it's coming to you. Another theme that Mutombo and I were discussing before you were getting here was there's an element of what I would call ambiguity. That I don't know if it's intentional because you just told us about the lyrics being, but the ambiguity of even the one that you did, the song about Mansa and then sang about Farah, and then Tomboy has, you can't really go and say, this is what she's saying or this is, but it's just like somebody who's,
I mean, to be honest, Mansa, as I said, so Mansa is actually what I wrote for the boys. And then the second song is what I wrote for my group. And I knew that when I put Mansa on, people would question and people would say, what is she trying to say? And the song is about Mansa and Farah, two characters. But it's also storytelling, and I'm really into storytelling. I feel like, people are going to ask questions. Cool. But the storytelling matters to me more than what is going to sound like I'm saying. So and people are going to question it. And so I did a video and I broke down the song, and I feel like I like it that way. Even two songs on one, I just feel like people who don't even understand God will not realize that I've switched to a second song. It's a whole different topic, and it's like, well, maybe they'll find out. They'll find out someday. They'll ask somebody who speaks Ghana and they will blow their mind or not. I don't know, but I like it.
Still on 227. I've always said it. I've tweeted it before. So I've always said that the second part, I think you wrote the second part for me because I can relate. You know, I can really relate, and it's so powerful. Like that tiny bit. Why? Two questions. Why didn't you make the second part a whole song, a different song? And two, why did you write the second part? Like. I
feel like if I write if I tell you why, it's going to take away from how you feel about it.
Okay, fair. But that second part, it is me. Like how, you know, we they grow up, you know, get people to help you. Like if you go help me, if you help me, you know.
Just stop
like,
the long thing.
Yeah, you know.
By the way, off topic.
Yeah.
I want to tell you that this is your best haircut. Yeah.
It looks nice.
But I mean,
Are you?
No, but
are
you see,
doing
sometimes you
something
they
with the
change
top?
them small.
Are you like
he's
forming the
twisting.
top? Are you twisting?
I want to do Rasta.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, do
It
it.
won't be Gen Z.
Try.
It won't come back. No, but this one,
Yeah, so make a right hand. Make I say right hand. Make a cut them like this. So,
it fata you rough.
Yeah.
I wish I could do some better cut.
So
My head is too big.
yes.
okay.
The second part, like, why didn't
So-
you make it a full song?
So you see, the thing was, I wrote it for the exam, right? And in my mind was, I'm going to write the saddest song, so that to catch this guy's heart, the examiner, he's going to listen to this song, he's going to move, then he's going to give us an A. So I just like really put my mind where what I thought was the saddest thing, and I feel like being alone in the world with no one you
Yeah,
can
it's crazy.
really turn to is it must be so
Yeah.
sad.
Atanyu mo maybe mana mi she Olake imbe mokoe. It's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's a dirge,
Yeah.
Yes.
right?
That one is the ancestors, and if not, you went past the Ulo, man. You went, you entered the ancestors on one side. Hey, Charlie, then bring you come.
Yeah, Charlie. As for your songs, yeah, if we say with the enter,
With the
we go
enter,
we go
yeah.
enter. Let's.
But I'm enjoying this. This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
what
yeah,
I
yeah.
love
Fun.
for music to
Yeah,
be. When you enter the music.
Yeah.
So please keep entering, because I know you have more.
So there was a protest quite recently, Occupy Jolobi,
Jolobi,
which
yeah.
you
I attended. Yeah.
and until recently I didn't see you talk, but some few days ago I was on Twitter and I actually saw that you were speaking to the people.
Yeah.
Why did you decide not just to be a spectator, but you actually had to dive in and be an integral part of the protest?
Actually, I went there to be a spectator. I was like, I wanted to go and just be there as a body to show that people have showed up. But that's the thing. I'm very impulsive. Like, if I feel something, I feel like I need to say something, I'm going to say it. So when like people were talking about their issues and stuff, and I felt like, okay, I'm going to talk about the issues that are close to me, things that I know of, things I know people are talking about. And so and then I took the mic and I spoke about the national service stuff, and I spoke about the bill. And then, and in that moment, I didn't think that, these people are covering this video, So I did that, and then even after, I think somebody wanted to come and interview me again, but I was like, no, I just really said this for the moment and for the people here.
Yeah.
And when after that it rained and my phone was off, I went home. I went to a friend's place actually, put my phone on, then I took my phone and was just so many videos on Twitter and stuff, and I was like, well, I guess this is what happens, but it wasn't really planned. I just really needed to say what was on my heart. Like, I only speak when I feel like I have something to say, and maybe I should have planned better, because even that video I couldn't watch it. Like, I felt like it had become something else than I intended it to be, because I just wanted to speak to the people there, and because everybody was really saying their problems, and and maybe very childish of me to think that, okay, everybody is in a state of like outcry and like asking, like asking for things that they need and things to change, and people understand. But then it became an internet thing, but I'm still glad I spoke, because I always like people to know where I stand, so that you know where I am. But
but looking back, would you do it again?
Yeah, I'll definitely do it again. I'll definitely do it again and regret that I did it. Then and be like, I did it. I did that shit. But, I'm very like when I feel like I have to do it, I do it.
But then later maybe it might hit you and you're like,
and then they are going to use this, because like anybody could have said this, and then now I went on the internet, like Baaba J is saying that this, and it's like.
So maybe is it that you don't like the attention?
Yeah, I just. I do feel like sometimes I feel like making music and being a little known has restricted me, because I feel like I would be more myself and more vocal. Now I feel like I'm acting like I have something to lose. Before, I don't have anything to lose.
That's very true.
And I've been acting like I don't have anything to lose, but I actually do have some things to lose. But if I wasn't making music, I actually don't have, like, if you come at me and you say this, it doesn't really affect. But because of this thing where I spoke at the protest, and like even for the show, we're looking for sponsors and stuff, and then we're working, and like it came up. It came up. It's crazy.
Wow.
It came up, and my manager like showed it to me. I was like, cool, okay, that's fine. And in that moment, I actually liked that I did it more than regretted what I did. I was like, okay, so then it has an effect. People actually, so I was like, okay.
I think maybe the difference, as you're saying, you're learning your craft and all of that will probably come to you to know that because now you have a voice and it means something, then you would become more professional about how you
I say it.
deploy
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Not even how you say it, but to say if you want to speak to just a room of people, you can tell everybody to no phones, no nothing. This is very private. Or you can have moments where you're like, I'm just speaking because I know my voice is going to carry far and it's going to carry weight. But you learn to know
Yeah.
who you are and then know
I
how
guess
to.
you learn
yeah.
as you go as well.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely learning how these things go.
So, are you signed?
No,
Do you want to be signed?
I mean if it's a good deal, yeah. I think there's so much one person can do, and the music has become so much about money, putting money into it. So yeah, I would like to be signed if it's a good,
Are
deal, and if
you-
it's a way to make more people hear the music.
yeah.
And yeah.
Are you in talks with people, labels, and
Yeah, I mean, we have spoken to a few people, and then we've got some deals that, like, some look good, some we could do without. So, like, so definitely, and like, there's always talk. I don't know if this is how it is in every other business, but there's always people are asking about you. People want to sit down, let's do a meeting. So that's always there.
But so you're a young artist.
Yeah.
I think what you represent for the aspirations of Ghanaians. Right now, we feel like the Nigerians, our brothers and sisters that we've been fighting over Jollof with, they've gone leaps and bounds ahead of us. Right? We feel like that. You can tell in the general industry that there's that sentiment.
Yes.
But there's a lot of raw talent also in the undercurrents of Ghana. And maybe, I don't know, you don't feel the weight yet, but it looks like to me your generation is going to be the one to break that barrier because of all of the natural evolution of things that have happened.
Yeah.
And your music says it. I can see anybody anywhere listening to the music, regardless of whether they understand Ghana or not, they will be so inspired or moved that they will want to even research more. I don't know if you've thought about that. That's the one thing. If you've thought about it, how do you feel like about being a part of that movement to try and bring some good fortune, for lack of a better description? I use that phrase a lot. Lack of a better description, that is. But good fortune to the Ghanaian artists, because you're Omwa Breache.
Yes.
Yeah, Breache. Like, the country, people are suffering. People have put blood, sweat, and tears into this craft. And for all intents and purposes, it doesn't really do much.
Yeah, I feel like
So,
that too.
yeah.
And also I feel like I'm making music at a very, very good time. I feel like this period where now people are paying attention to African music, people are listening, people want to know what people are doing. And that is the period where I am finding my talent and doing all these things. And I used to think that, if you are making, it's either you're making good music or you're making money as a musician, because it looks like Ghanaians are doing all the work and there's actual talent, and then you can't really see. But I've realized that there's a way you can work around these things, maybe sometimes compromise and then get what you want and then come back. Like, it's very complicated, but I want to be very good at what I do, and in terms of not just the music, but I want to make it as like what people regard a successful musician to be. I don't want to be the musician where, like, we know you are great, but the system is not.
You don't want a struggle story. Like,
no, I don't want that, because I feel like it has always been this, like, it's either this or that, and I want both. Like, if I'm going to do it, then I'm going to do it and be
more
at the
grease,
top.
man. More grease to your elbow.
Yeah,
Go get
thank
'em.
you,
Go
man,
get 'em.
because it's crazy.
Yes, so you have two EPs,
Two
right?
EPs, yes.
Two EPs out. How difficult was it finding the money for recording, for mixing, for mastering, and such and such?
I would say mixing and mastering was the difficult part, because so I think my cousin has 2 songs there, and then I have 2 songs with ODG, that's 4 plays, part of the Energy Collective, and he's friends with Nazif. He's Ghanaian, works in the UK and stuff. So I guess that one, I just met with him through my manager. We did some work, we liked it. and then Nikwe as well.
Shouts to Nikwe.
So those ones weren't too difficult. But then after recording, now mixing and mastering, it has to sound crisp, it has to sound good. And that's where Mensa comes in.
Shout.
So
What up, G?
yeah, so if I would say I had some help. Because if I was doing it on my own, I wouldn't be able to afford Mensa or even, but before even any like money or like, he was just willing to help.
Why though? How did you?
I don't know how he found my
Mensa?
music. That's the thing. The music is just so. I don't know how Mensa found my music, and I feel like he has told me in one of our conversations, and I've forgotten. And I met him again at the Spotify thing.
Yeah.
And he's best, like, he has friends in Spotify. Like, he's a music guy. He's been doing music for so long.
Yeah.
And
before
I guess
you
you guys know.
Before you were born.
Right.
Yeah, actually, that's crazy.
Yeah, you know that we grew up with him. I've known Mensa since we were 7.
Yeah.
Right.
Mensa isn't our friend. Mensa is a
He's your
bro.
brother, yeah.
Right.
Well.
So I was going to him. I FaceTime him one morning. And it was like, yo, Mensa Charlie, some girl be a discover. You for here. And he was like, who? And I mentioned, and he was like, but you pa. It be me at the mix there. So Mensa, so why haven't you told me? I thought I told you. I'm like, nah, someone else. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I met Mensa at the Spotify event, and we linked again. I was like, hey, hi, nice to meet you. He's like, I've heard your tape. And that time it wasn't out, but you know, before you release it, you submit it, you let a few people listen to it. And he told me what he thought about it and what he thinks needed to be changed. And I really liked his ideas. And then we found a way to work on it.
Yeah, he's a genius.
He's
But what are the name of the 2 tapes? Because I'm seeing Lumumba Street.
Lumumba Street and Okay Baby, Let's Do This.
Yeah.
That's the second
Is that
one.
on Apple?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
So why do they say one is an album? And when I went there now, they
says
put
an
one
album.
But then when I go down to the EPs, I'm seeing a bunch of singles. And I'm not
Okay.
seeing... So
there
I
are
know
2
Lumumba
EPs.
Street. The second one is called what?
Okay Baby, let's do this.
Okay, baby, let's do
Let's
this.
do
All right,
this.
so I got to find that one.
Yeah, so you have a show on the 16th of December. How is preparations going? Are you ready? And I hear it's your
My first
concert.
yeah.
But you've been on stage already.
I've been on stages.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is
my own thing. This is
solo
my first.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you tensed?
No, actually. And I think it will hit me like one day before. But so far, I've just been, what are we doing?
Yeah, because
What
you've
are
been
we doing?
vibing. I see your social media. You're doing the questionnaires and telling people to come.
I'm trying to get people excited for the show. Also, because like, bro, there's no money in the system, so you have to give people a reason. And I know the music is reason enough, but I also want to like get them excited because I'm excited about it. And
so like rehearsals, how is rehearsals going? Like
so I'm playing with the musical Lunatics.
oh, shout.
Wow.
Yeah, they are crazy.
That's Nikwe's band, right?
That's Nikwe's band. Yeah,
Nikwe.
I played with them for a show, and I think last year, and they were really good. And so we are doing that. It's good. I think one thing I would say, I'm doing your own show. Like money is crazy. Like just sponsorship stuff. Like, and I didn't expect the whole, like when you're working and then there's a lot of people involved, it's a lot of back and forth because this has to go to this has to go to this. And because before I've been doing things on my own and I didn't expect all that delay because I've made up my mind and I feel like if we know what we are doing, let's just do it. But it's been a little drag, but I would say right now things are like very fixed. Everything is going smoothly. And I'm very excited. You guys should come for the show. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Media, definitely.
I was telling him that I'm going to Chebi, but when I'll make sure I come back and that straight from where I'm going, I'm coming straight to your show. I'll come, Charlie.
Yeah, he said. So why did you wait for this time to do this concert? Is there a reason? Is it part of the December?
So it was actually supposed to be in November.
I
didn't want to do a December show at all because I feel like that's where everybody is doing the shows. But also, the thing is, when you're working with people, as I said, the delays and stuff, and then delay, then it's pushing. and so that's how come we are working in December. But I don't think I would be the kind of artist to do my shows only at the end of the year. I'm doing it right now at the end of the year because the EP was also kind of middle or but following this, it could be it could be in the summer, it could be anytime.
Yeah.
But now just because I want to end the year with the show because we did the tape. I mean, before I think we dropped outside, then the tape, and then it is befitting.
Yeah.
I can say like the show is a good way to end the year. So I'm excited to when I do the show and I do maybe a couple of shows I can rest.
Yeah.
Then next year we go again.
Charlie, you guys, you have to come through the concert. You know, it's on the 16th of December.
Yeah.
At
Barn Door Beer Garden.
Barn Door Beer
If
Garden.
you can't find it on the maps, just put Alibis. Right opposite
right
Alibi.
opposite Alibi. You guys
Yeah,
should
Band
come
of Beer
through.
Garden. You change the name. It's a lovely place, but the name long.
The longest, the name is crazy. Like
Yeah.
Barn Door Beer Garden.
Yeah.
And it's a vibe over there. Have you
Yeah,
been there?
it's very nice.
Even inside the warehouse and things,
Yeah.
I really like. I wish I could live there actually.
Yeah.
But
That's nice.
Solid,
Come through.
solid place.
Baba, you're doing music. You're doing something that is probably one of the oldest art forms for, us mankind. And it means a lot to a lot of people. Like you can tell the passion in Mutombo's voice when he's talking about how he felt like you wrote it about him. And I'm pissed off, as you can tell in the beginning of the show,
Yeah.
about where we're from. This is where we are all from.
Yeah.
Mutombo is from here. All your immediate fans are from here.
Yeah.
And it feels like we're not being heard, or maybe we're not saying what needs to be said, but there's some level of disconnect. The simple question for me to you is that how in tune, which I'll borrow Mutombo's phrase for this question, how in tune are you? He would normally say, how in tune are you with the sound? But how in tune are you with the pulse of the country that you're born and bred in, and what needs to change? Because there's a lot of change that needs to happen, at least from my point of view. And I feel like you have the megaphone, or you're about to take over the megaphone. How in tune are you with the pulse of the nation, and how does it impact what role you want to represent for the country? Not that you have to represent anything for us, but
I would say I think I'm very now, and I'm lucky because it's not just me that's in tune. My friend group is in tune. It's something that you cannot be aware of, and so I feel it, and then it affects the way like I'm living my life right now. It affects the way my friends are living. Like, sometimes I feel like if Ghana was better, I would be very comfortable being a musician, playing in Ghana, playing shows in Ghana. I don't necessarily have to do like all these like goals I've put there for myself just to make a point. Like I would live and make my music and I'll be comfortable. But like there are certain things that don't make that like possible for you, right? And I guess I try and in the music talk about these things that affect me, and I talk about it in a way that's as close to me as possible.
Yeah.
So I can be talking about things and it's not like the main in the words in which you would it's us.
Yeah.
And I guess that also goes to the ambiguity that you were talking about. But like it's definitely there in my music where and in like in my speech, in my Twitter, like I'm talking about these things. It's important to me. I'm not far away from it.
Yeah.
Like it's important for me as an artist to see my fans comfortable in the country in which they live. And even affects like when we're like planning the show and the tickets and stuff, I was thinking, right, like now ticket sales, you have to think about the people who are listening to your music and how much you'll be willing to pay for this. Although maybe you are worth a 500 CD ticket, but like that's not the point. Like this is what country we live in. This is the situation. So you have to be conscious and you have to really think about all these things before you make any move. So I'll say I am a bit in tune, Yeah. And I'm listening. I actually try not to really listen to the news because it's quite depressing. So, but also you realize on social media, people come and paraphrase and say things that are no, like they'll come and say it in their own ways. So I try and sometimes listen, get it from the right source. But I don't want to be the kind of artist that's like in my own bubble. No. Yeah, and that would do my music a disservice, I think, because everything that's in the music is inspired by my life and what I'm going through, what's happening. And so if I wasn't in tune, it would show in the music that, somebody would ask me to go and touch some grass because what would I be singing about? So I think it's important as an artist to be, and then I think I am definitely in tune. To a level, to a point. Sometimes I'm like, I need a break, but sometimes I'm like, this is real. Yeah.
Because you said you like keeping to yourself. You are an introvert and all that. I'm gonna ask you this question.
Okay.
What you see on Twitter now X, what you see on Instagram and all that, tweets about you, tweets that are meant for you, talking about your art form and all that. Are you? Does it affect you? Are you affected by what you see on Twitter and the Instagrams and the rest?
Yeah. I to an extent, like people can be very passionate. People can be very passionate about. And I guess when you make music and people are hearing your voice, and every morning when they wake up, you're the first thing they're listening to, they have like this bond with you and they know you. And so like when people tweet about me or tweet something at me and they're telling me like I'm your biggest fan, I'm your like before I was like, wow, that's extreme. But then I related to how I felt about some artists I've listened to and some music that has really done so much for me, and I'm like, I get it, like I get it. And sometimes I feel like this Baaba J they are speaking of is not really me.
They are making their own.
When I read their messages, it's not me, but I get it. And I try to be as welcoming and as warm and kind to my fans because I really appreciate it. Like sometimes I can go on Twitter and just search my name and read some stuff and I'll be happy. Like I'm like, wow, this is very nice.
Do you feel a weight on your head?
To like
because like you have like it feels like you have something to do for a pack of people who are waiting at your door to take what you have to give in. Does that put pressure on you?
Not really. Not really, I don't think.
So you are still, no matter how wild the fans are, no matter how how they yell,
I guess
you are still going to put out things based on your time.
They've not really made me feel like I needed to be some way before. Like I've never gotten that from people that support my music, or like everybody's just like, do you? We are there. We are waiting for what you bring. But and I felt like I need to put out music. Like, but it's not. I don't think it's pressure from the fans. Like when I feel like this is time for another one. But also, as I said, the way I am is only a few times where I feel pressure, or like where I'm noticing from other people, and it's really crazy because it's either I'm really, really noticing or I'm not noticing at all. Because that's the same thing that I rely on to make my music. Like all these energies and this inspiration and stuff. But then also at the same time, I'm also a little tuned out from what else. Like I read their messages and stuff. And sometimes people DM me a lot. And there's never been any pressure to be any ways.
So, but are any of your fans hitting on you? Are you getting a lot
I've been seeing my crush. I've been seeing someone Twitter.
And then you say go and crash somewhere else.
No, I just look at it and I laugh. I just look at it, but I don't think it's not necessary for me to tell them that What is it? It's not going to happen or that. Nah, it's not. It's not.
Oh boy.
So if you, and I'm asking you this question because I've realized that you don't like the limelight. That is how I feel.
Yeah.
If you put out, let's say, your next track, and it climbs,
The charts, man.
like Billboard, you are there everywhere. You are there. Can you deal? Are you
I hope
ready?
I can. And the thing is,
To that level where bodyguards, you would have to get bodyguards around you and all that. You can't just go
that's
anywhere.
crazy. It's true.
Yeah.
But you see, I feel like sometimes, because I've seen some white celebrities and they are just them. Like
Yeah,
they have decided not to. They will do their grocery shopping. They'll take their kids to the park. And then I think, okay, why can't this happen for me? Like, because I was saying, oh, I can't deal with this, so I don't want all this fame. But I actually want my music to get there, and to get there, it comes with all of these other stuff. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but the music has to get there. So then I have to find a way. But I also feel like I'm going to be that kind of person where even if I'm the hottest, like I could still be walking around in circle and I'll be
And bang
okay.
your watch it cool.
Yeah, I think I'll be
Andre
fine.
them have done it.
Yeah.
3,000.
Yeah.
I
And
think
sometimes it was top of the.
Yeah.
And then he's been able to calm people down.
I guess now your brand is also very important, and like where people want to see you, like your fans want to see you on some level so that they can boast about their person. Yeah, like so you have to live some kind of life, and I get it, and I think to an extent I could do those things because I'm also interested in seeing like all these high fashion, things people are doing, all this rich. I could do it. It's fun. It looks fun, but to a point where I can't be myself, I will have to slow down, I think. But I'm not too scared, and I'm waiting for the day when my music is top of
Blows
the
up.
charts. Yeah,
Blows up.
and I'm doing all these big things. I think I'll find a way around it. People have done it before me, and people have been big. People have been big. And so
They've survived it.
They've survived it, yeah.
I want to ask another question.
Okay.
And do we have time?
Yeah.
So you're a very educated person, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, truthfully, you have a degree.
Yeah. I did my first degree in.
You studied, and I think creativity is one of the highest forms of intelligence. So, in that regard, I think you're aware.
Right.
But how are you looking at maybe the journey? Because sometimes art can take over you so much, where you're like, okay, fuck it, I'm dropping off at high school or whatever because I'm into the music. To the point where you've gone to uni, you've passed, you're probably thinking about a master's. That academic aspect of yourself, it has to be some, weight that you give to it. For you to say it was a big life-changing decision in the beginning, I think you said that you made that decision this year to put that on hold, means that you value that thing and you've decided to put it on hold.
Yeah.
I want to know what the motivations there are or what it means to you, and also how, if you think at all, it's affected your ability to create the way that you create.
Okay, so if I understand you, you say like my level of education, how it affects, how
If it has.
Yeah.
But how important is it to you in general? Because you said it was an important thing that you put to the side in order to focus on.
I mean, I would say like, so going to school, when you do primary school, then you do junior high, then you go to high school. And I was what I would call like the regular intelligent student, I would say. And so when you are good, they make you do science because you are smart. So you do science in high school. And then out of high school, you do like medicine or pharmacy or engineering. And I really like math. So I did engineering. And I was good at it. And I learned a lot of things in that field. And I was very, very interested in it. I did material science and engineering. and I was very interested in solar technology and
Sorry.
doing like how we could, use that as Ghanaians, because like there's always this power and like it was very, very, very important to me, because I felt like anything I do, I'm going to be good at it, and I'm going to be known. If I'm going to do engineering, I'm going to be known as the person who made solar a huge thing in Ghana, because there's people who use solar in their house and is there, but like if we could transform a little bit, where like for even rural areas or something, and it was very big to me then. And for some time, it's like that was my persona, like and I'm weird and nerdy, and the engineering is not, so it's not really, what do I say, it's not very surprising, like it fits into like my
Profile,
lifestyle was just ahead of me, like nerdy kid studying engineering, good at it, going to go ahead and do all these nerdy other things, nice. And the switch from it, like it was hard. It was hard for me, because these are two things that I'm good at, and I like this life. And when I was doing it, it was also inspiring my music. But also when I realized when I go and do that, I cut off all the Baaba J stuff. And so I was doing my national service. I was a teaching assistant. I worked in the engineering department in Legon. And when I go there, and I have fans as like my students, like, and like I'm just doing TA stuff. I cut off the Baba stuff. And somehow it really inspired me. Like it had an effect on what I did when I went to do the Baaba J stuff. But I feel like I had to cut it off to be able to do. So I was like living to, and I wouldn't speak about my music stuff in school. And they would always find out about it, and my classmates would ask me, like colleagues, even my supervisor even knew and was asking me, where do I find the music? Baba, give me the link. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody who comes to the office is saying they know you, but I mean, I can't find the music. And I really felt like I needed to, that's how it worked for me. For me to be able to do the Baaba J stuff, I needed to separate it. And I got to the point where I needed to pick one for now. And I picked because I feel like everybody or anybody can be trained to be an engineer. I think that you can learn engineering, but you can't really learn to make the music that I'm making. And I didn't think, I felt like it was necessary for me to make it for myself.
To give your whole self.
Yes, and it was like, because that's what I was surviving on. I was surviving on my, like, when I write one song and then it gives me energy for some months before I can write another song that blows my mind. And I felt like this was good. I was good at it, but it wasn't bringing me anything. And that's why I put it on pause. However, I'm not really done with the academic stuff because I'm really into film. And because I've spent a lot of my life doing engineering and then a little music, I haven't really been able to experiment and go into the visual stuff. And I'm going to use like my music also to try and, explore that angle. But I really would like to go to school for film at a certain point in my life. And yeah, so that's how it's going.
Dope. Who are you listening to apart from you? Who can we find on your
my top 5? It was actually it's not even too surprising. My number 1 artist was Ashake this year, and I wasn't too surprised because I really like Ashake. I like the way he uses his language, his melodies. Like somebody had to tell me that Ashake is an amapiano artist because I didn't realize. I was like, Ashake is my guy. Like I like his melodies. I don't even understand what he's saying most of the time. But the way he uses the voices and other people's voices, like he has this thing in his music where sometimes he makes his backing vocals, the vocalists, like they're higher than him. And they come and then it's like they are carrying the song and then he'll come and slide on it. I really love him. And so I raised his 2 albums.
Yes.
The first one and this second one, I've raised them. Yeah. And I'm also listening to this Algerian band called Afu. They make Tuareg music. So I'm listening to it because I like the guitars.
Yeah, those guys, their guitars.
Their guitar is crazy, man.
You listen to them too?
No, I have some Tuareg, artists that I
What? They go off. Yeah. And I realized, so I went to look up one of their songs and they were talking about love and my lover has left me. I was like, what? This is crazy. Like, this is a part of, and I'm like really interested in African music. Like, I want to go to North Africa and see what the scene there. And it's like, when you talk about Africa, it's like Nigerian music or Ghanaian music or South African music. But like, I'm trying to enter all those pockets.
I don't know where this Fatoumata Diawara.
Yeah,
I don't know where she's from. But that Mali, genre of Mali.
Yeah.
They have that sound too that really...
It's really good.
Baaba J, tell the people what you do for fun before we leave.
Yeah.
What
Fun.
Fun. Like,
I watch films. I go to the beach. I chill off. And then I try and like do trips to like different parts of the country. After my show, hopefully I can do another trip and go away for a while. I like to feel like I'm away from, like, it's not enough for me to be in Accra and feel like I've detached. I like to actually physically detach. So that's what I do. Dope. But also I like the nightlife. So
you chill.
Yeah, I'm out sometimes.
We outside.
Took me to some streets. They say fake Friday. I was stunned, excited,
Great.
all kinds of emotions at the same time. Maybe I need to step out some more.
Yeah. You meet a lot of Gen Zs there.
It was packed.
They were there. I was like, but it was
fun.
dope. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
Baaba J, the J we still don't know.
Don't know.
And she didn't bust the rap.
Should I guess again?
Yeah,
Joanna?
Yeah.
I said Joanna.
You said Joanna, no.
And I said Joyce.
Let me give her a clue. I'm named after my grandmother, so it's quite an old name.
Old name.
It's an old J name.
Joyce or Jemima?
It's Jemima.
Jemima is a rare one though. It's not very common. Joyce is more common.
Joyce is common. Jemima is.
Oh, so it's Jemima. Auntie Jemima, Charlie. We catch up.
Where's the pancake?
Please.
Charlie, thank you for coming through the podcast.
Thank you guys for inviting me.
Having you.
Very, very dope. Very, very dope.
And you guys, you just have to go to Spotify, have to go to Apple Music, or wherever you listen to your music. And Charlie,
check out.
You there.
Run
you just check
up.
They're amazing.
If you don't like it, it's on me. Because every single person that I've put on,
actually,
Charlie, it's crazy.
I normally never listen to somebody tells me something, but when he told me Baaba J, I popped in. As soon as he told me and I left, I'm like, I don't want to forget. I sat in my car. I didn't stop listening till like, maybe 2 days later or something.
Solid.
Yeah,
are we going to get you videos?
Yeah. I'm very intentional about my videos, and so because of that, I get it my own way. Because somebody bring an idea, I'm like, no. But I also want to experiment and do some things and make some mistakes before, because I want to have a style for my videos. But also, you can't really do that if you haven't done a few. So there's going to be a video.
You have to make room for mistakes.
So there's going to be a video, hopefully by the end of the year, maybe after the show.
Okay, dope.
So that's coming.
Yeah, the show. You guys have to come through.
Please buy your tickets.
Next Saturday.
Get your tickets.
Come through, get your tickets.
7 p.m. We start on time.
We'll be representing.
Yeah, we are there, Charlie. Charlie, you guys, you have to subscribe. You have to leave a review. You have to recommend this podcast to another person.
Share.
By doing so, we get to come here every week to give you a new episode. Yeah, that's all we need from you. Just spread the news for us. And the If More, Let's Divide Fred.
Yes, sir.
We are through. Oh, Charlie,
yeah, dope.